Welcome to Day 51 of Future Business School's Daily MBA series. Today's topic is business ethics and leadership, where we'll explore the crucial role of leadership in ethical decision-making, especially in today's global business environment. Why business ethics matter? Business ethics refer to the principles and values that guide behavior in the business world. Ethical leadership is essential for building trust, ensuring long-term success, and fostering a positive company culture. In a globalized economy, leaders face increasing scrutiny, and their ethical choices can shape a company's reputation and future. The role of leaders in ethical decision-making. Leaders as ethical role models. Leaders set the tone for the entire organization. If a leader values integrity, transparency, and accountability, these values often filter down to employees. Ethical leaders not only make decisions that are morally sound, but also promote a culture where employees feel empowered to make ethical choices. Decision-making under pressure. Leaders frequently face situations where they must balance profitability with ethical considerations. Making the right decision can be challenging, especially when it comes to issues like labor practices, environmental sustainability, or social responsibility. Ethical leaders prioritize long-term consequences over short-term gains, ensuring that decisions benefit all stakeholders. Example, Indra Nooyi at PepsiCo. Indra Nooyi, former CEO of PepsiCo, prioritized ethical decision-making by focusing on healthier product lines and sustainability. She launched the Performance with Purpose initiative, ensuring PepsiCo's growth was aligned with ethical practices such as environmental responsibility and offering nutritious options to consumers. Ethical leadership in a global context. Navigating cultural differences. Global business leaders must navigate different ethical standards across regions. What may be acceptable in one culture may not align with the ethical standards of another. Ethical leadership in this context requires a deep understanding of global norms and a commitment to upholding consistent ethical standards while respecting cultural diversity. Supply chain ethics. In global business, leaders must ensure that their supply chains operate ethically. This means scrutinizing labor practices, environmental impact, and fair trade policies across all regions where the company operates. Failing to manage ethical standards globally can lead to reputational damage and legal consequences. Example, Paul Polman at Unilever. Paul Polman, the former CEO of Unilever, is known for his ethical leadership on a global scale. He spearheaded Unilever's commitment to sustainability, ensuring that all of its products and supply chains adhered to ethical labor and environmental standards across different countries. Ethical dilemmas in leadership can be quite challenging. Let's talk about a few common ones. Bribery and corruption. One of the most common ethical dilemmas in leadership is dealing with bribery and corruption, especially in emerging markets where such practices may be widespread. Ethical leaders must establish clear policies and ensure employees adhere to anti-corruption laws and practices. Conflicts of interest. Leaders often face conflicts of interest where personal interests or relationships may clash with their professional responsibilities. Ethical leaders must be transparent and prioritize the company's and stakeholders' best interests. Whistleblowing and accountability. Leaders must also create an environment where employees feel comfortable speaking up about unethical behavior. This includes establishing whistleblower policies and ensuring that any reported unethical behavior is investigated and addressed. Example, Mary Barra at General Motors. Mary Barra, CEO of General Motors, displayed ethical leadership when she confronted the ignition switch crisis at GM. She took accountability for the company's past mistakes, leading internal investigations and committing to transparency and safety improvements moving forward. The impact of ethical leadership on business success. Building trust. Ethical leadership builds trust with employees, customers, and stakeholders. When leaders consistently act with integrity, they establish a reputation that attracts and retains top talent, loyal customers, and supportive investors. Enhancing corporate reputation. Companies with strong ethical leadership often enjoy a better public image, which can lead to greater customer loyalty, fewer legal challenges, and a stronger brand. In contrast, companies involved in unethical practices face damage to their reputation that can take years to repair. Long-term profitability. While unethical decisions may lead to short-term financial gains, ethical leadership tends to yield long-term profitability. Consumers are increasingly drawn to businesses that prioritize ethical behavior, sustainability, and social responsibility. Developing ethical leadership skills. Ethical decision-making frameworks. Leaders can benefit from decision-making frameworks that help them evaluate choices through an ethical lens. These frameworks involve considering the consequences of actions for all stakeholders, weighing personal and organizational values, and ensuring transparency in decision-making. Continuous learning. Ethical leadership is an ongoing learning process. Leaders should stay informed about evolving ethical standards, regulatory requirements, and best practices across industries. They should also seek feedback from employees and stakeholders to refine their approach to ethical decision-making. Key takeaways. Ethical leadership is essential for building trust, fostering a positive culture, and ensuring long-term success. Leaders must model ethical behavior and make decisions that prioritize the well-being of all stakeholders. In a globalized world, ethical leadership requires navigating cultural differences and managing ethical standards across regions. Ethical leadership can help companies avoid reputational damage, legal challenges, and loss of customer trust. Developing ethical leadership skills involves continuous learning and using frameworks to guide decision-making. That concludes Day 51 of the Daily MBA series on business ethics and leadership. As future leaders, it's important to recognize that ethical decision-making is not just a moral obligation, but also a cornerstone of successful, sustainable business. Join us tomorrow for more insights into global business and entrepreneurship. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Future Business School for more daily business lessons. Make the background music calm. Make the bush band kick ya.